Hello you, welcome to Geekism and welcome to this overview of the 1.8 free update for Planet Coaster. As always with the new update, there's going to be two videos out today, one covering the free update that everyone's going to get, that's this one. There's also going to be a second video covering the paid DLC, the World's Fair DLC. I'll put a link in the top corner for that if you want to go and check that out. But for now, let's have a look at the free stuff that we're getting tomorrow. First up, we have restaurants coming. These work very similar to hotels that were added in the last update, and they're okay, I guess. Personally, restaurants for me, I'd rather have seen a better implementation of these, to be honest with you. I'd like to have seen kind of what we can do already with the regular shops and picnic benches. I personally would like to have seen some more interior tables and maybe a way to connect those to a store and have it work that way instead. But this is nice if you've got some exterior buildings that you don't want to place an interior into. You can add these instead of just the QVS, the quick service one. Sorry, the QSRs, that's it. The QSR restaurants, you can have these as well because they have buffs added to them, much like the hotels do. So you can come into here and we're going to connect more restaurant expansions. We're going to click you and we'll shift click you as well and click confirm. This means we can have more people in them, and we can come up here and we can choose exactly what they're going to have. So the Planet Coaster menu, which is the basic sort of menu, you can have cheesy pasta, ham sandwich, or sausage and mash, or we can come into one of these. If we add them, if we want to, it's going to cost us to have the franchise there, but we can sell things from each of those franchises. Now I have got here selected all the new ones that come with the 1.8 with the World's Fair DLC, but if not, you'll just be able to see these the standard ones that are already in the game. Obviously, you're going to want to make your own restaurants or add these into the restaurants you've already got, but the game does come with a couple of blueprints. We have this Western one, and this, which is possibly the worst blueprint I've ever seen. It looks like a prison. This is a restaurant as well, but obviously you're going to be making them yourself, aren't you? As well as restaurants, we now get food vending machines for all of the food brands that are in the game. Currently, we've got drinks vending machines before. These ones are just basically the same thing. They're a little larger, and some of them have really nice animations on them. The donut one, for instance, some of them are just the brand names there. Some of these are a bit more believable than others. I mean, donut vending machine, yeah, I'll go with that. I'll even maybe go with a hot dog vending machine, maybe. Some of the other ones I'm not too sure. I don't think I'd eat pizza out of a vending machine, although it does happen. I have seen them chicken out of a vending machine. I can't imagine that's healthy, but yeah, there you go. Add those in there when you've got a little bit of space or just a bit of variation for your food areas. The other main new sort of flashy thing we're getting are new fireworks. Unfortunately, they're not implemented into this review build that I've got here, but there are going to be about 40 odd new fireworks with letters and Planet Coaster logos and stuff. They showed them on the live stream. They look really good. If you are using fireworks, these are going to be something you could add in that would be pretty cool. Unfortunately, I'm unable to show you them live at the moment because they're not added into this build. Pretty much everything else added in this free update are quality of life features, and this is really where the update comes into its own. These are all the really nice little things that we've been asking for. You can tell that they've been listening. Really cute little things that we're going to be able to use and get some mileage out of. One of those is they've now changed how triggerable doors work, which is great. So I've set up one of the doors here, the elevator door, and here we've got a display sequencer. So we're going to open up the sequence. I'm going to show you now that in this group here we have the door connected, and I can click here on options, and I can now select it to open via a trigger, close via a trigger, or we can open it, pause for a little while, and then close it all from the same trigger. That's probably going to be the one that most people use because these are often used for coasters to go through or rides to go through. So for instance, we can set that to open the door for 1 second, and then when we play that, you'll see it opens up, and because the animation is about 1 second long, it shuts again. But we can come in here and change that to 10 seconds, and then we can open it up. It'll stay open for a good while, and then when it's done, it will close. 10 seconds is probably too long. There you go, look at that. So there you go, it works. This is pretty cool. Another thing I can show you here with this elevator is the colours at the moment are all set to black. One of the big problems we've had a lot of the time is that it has this very slight blue glow with a line around it when it's selected. Now obviously when you're selecting stuff, it's actually quite handy to be able to see what you've selected. When you come and change the colour, originally that glow didn't go away, and sometimes you would pick a colour and then come out of the selection and it would look slightly different, like you can see there for instance. It's very slightly different shade, you see. But now when you go into the colour mode, that selection choice there goes away, so you're going to be able to see exactly the colour that you're getting. Look at that, the funkiest elevator door you've ever seen. Talking of colours, in a previous patch we were able to colour what clothes the staff were wearing. We can now do that to our ticket booth operator and also to our ride operator as well. Under customise, this second row of colours here is the colours that this young lady's wearing here, so we can give her a nice little red hat. We can give her a little top there, look like that, that's good, isn't it? Nice feature. Personally, I would love to be able to see this be able to be set across the park, or at least saved as a colour palette or something, because it's going to be a little bit of a jaunt to sit and go around and choose every single colour for every single person, but still nice little addition. Here's another big one that people have been asking for a long time. Great to see this into the game. You can now have lapping on coasters. That basically means that a coaster can go round multiple times with the same people in it, okay? This often happens with mine trains, kiddie coasters, a few other types of coasters as well. Very often we'll do more than one lap. We can now do this in the game. So if you go into operations, you now have an operation mode, so you've got standard and block sections, which we had before, but now there's also an option of lapping on most of the coasters. It doesn't work on all of them. Obviously it doesn't work on ones that can't lap, so boomerangs and things like that, but for the most part, this is most of the coasters in the game will now have the option to lap, and we can select here, we can select to do 2 laps. We're going to test it, we'll speed it up so it goes. And you'll see now that with those little dudes in, this, by the way, is a kiddie coaster built for me by Mike Sheets to go into Conifer Slopes. It went into Conifer Slopes, which is Mass Bandits Park. And there you go, you can see it come around here. It ended up being called George and the Dragon. It was pretty good. I was quite happy with how it turned out. There you go, so it does 2 laps before it stops and lets people out. Really great feature. Just a little thing, but nice to see in the game. There's a few other bits and bobs regarding the music. You can now add audio effects to camera effects that were added in 1.7, which is the, if we click down, how did we do it now? This one, isn't it? Camera effects here. We now have audio effects, so we can add low pass filters, pitch harmonizers, reverb, things like that, which is a nice feature. And also you can now add trigger speakers have pitch, so you basically make them play tunes and stuff as well, but I'm not too sure people are using those features very much. One last thing that they've done, which is a really nice feature, can't wait to get using this, is they've redone how stuff is categorized in the game. So if we just click on all here and click on Alpine Rock 6 small, you can see here it's tagged as Rock, Alpine, Freeform Props and Main Game, and we can now add a new tag. So I'm going to add a tag here called Heavy. Okay, so this is a heavy item, and sometimes I might want to look through heavy items to find out which one to use. I never will, but I'm just using this example. If I type in heavy now, you can see that this rock here comes up. Okay, it's going to be quite useful, personally, I think, for, let's have a type in useful. You can see I've actually started a useful group here with all the things that we use a lot, such as the snowman pipe and these haunted house wooden planks. It's sometimes a little bit tricky because you might be searching for, rafter or wood or something, and there's lots of wood items you have to scroll through. Here you can type in useful and suddenly find up all the stuff that you want. Also, you can now click favourite as well. So by clicking on those, we can get rid of this, and then there should be somewhere an option for us to select our favourites. Here it is. Then click favourites, and you see I've actually accidentally tagged that. The thing I will say about this is it's very easy to click that by accident as you're scrolling through stuff, which may be a little bit annoying for some people, but all it's going to do is end up filling your favourites list up with useless stuff. So instead, what I would do is probably, like I say, use a tag such as useful or common or something like that for stuff that you use most often. So there you go, mostly little quality of life features, but quite frankly, that's the sort of stuff I would expect from a free update, and I hope as they move forward, they're going to keep looking at the things that we're asking for and implementing them into the base game, especially with the Theme Maker's Toolkit coming out. You know, we're going to have enough scenery. I think people are really going to get behind the toolkit and make all the scenery that we've been asking for. So personally, I would like to see Planet Coaster concentrate on core gameplay mechanics and things that we can't make ourselves, such as rides and other gameplay features. Like coasters and things like that. So yeah, overall, really nice free update. Let's be honest, free stuff is always good. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this. Again, remember, this comes alongside a paid update, the World's Fair. There's a separate video on that where you can go over and see all the cool scenery and building pieces that you get with that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, you can give us a like. It really does help out the channel. And if you're not already, don't forget to subscribe. Any thoughts, queries, or suggestions, you can pop them down in the comments. If you fancy a chat, you can find me on Twitter. I'm at John T. Sparrow. If you'd like to join in with the Geekism community, you can do so over on our Geekism Discord server. You'll find the link for that in the description. And thank you very much to all of our Patreons who make these videos possible through their support at patreon.com/geekism. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.